Hello everybody, Lego Bro here, and we're going to be talking about scoreboard tags today. What are scoreboard tags? They're pretty much true-false statements that you can add to any entity. Let me show you. So if I do scoreboard tag, no, it's players tag at p add hi. And let's make this impulse needs redstone. And then we're going to say at a tag equals hi. And that needs to be capitalized. And actually let's use a lever. And we're going to remove it. So scoreboard tags are different than objectives. They're usually, if you only need it to be either 0 or 1, you could use a tag rather than an objective. Objectives, if you have too many of them, can slow down a server or your game in general. I think it slows down the tick rate a bit. So using tags is a bit more efficient and it's safer for the game. So what we could do, and I've done this before, is scoreboard players tag at e type equals arrow add kill, and then we have to kill all the entities. Tag equals kill. So if I try to shoot a bow, oh, this isn't active. I can't. Well, I can shoot it, but the arrow gets killed instantly. I think it's 2 ticks later. Because first, oh no, it's the same. It's 1 tick later. So, I mean, this isn't what's useful. But if you add something like, I think it's like this. It's 1B. I think it's lowercase I. So, if you want to reduce lag on like a bow PvP game, and you have infinity arrows, or infinity bows, you can kill every entity or every arrow that hits the ground. And it's really nice for that. So that's just one thing that you can do with tags. So that's just one thing you can do with these. You can do quite a few other things. So if there's stone, I want to have the tag if there's stone underneath of me. There's tag at a add stone. Let's make this radius of 1 over here, or 0 actually. So if you execute at all players and then detect 1 block below the player, stone 0, and I forgot the space there, and place item entity at a tag equals stone slot dot hotbar, that is not what I meant, 0 stone sword. So if I'm and it needs to be active, if I'm standing on stone, I can get equipped with a stone sword. Now, and since it doesn't remove it, you're gonna need that. So I'm now going to do scoreboard, players, players, tag at a remove stone. So when I'm not standing on it, I don't get it, but when I'm standing on it, I do. And let's say you're setting somebody up for a kit PvP game, and stone represents, or the top block represents their first slot, their bottom, or the block below it represents their armor. So let's say iron is below. We don't want that, we want this. And iron underscore block. 2 blocks below. And add the tag iron. And then we want to use these 2 commands. Iron chest plate, and I believe it's slot dot chest. No, is it slot dot armor dot chest? Yeah. And it needs to be the tag of iron. So if I go in F5, it should give me that. So now we're going to, let's say you just step on this block and it teleports you to the game. The game's gonna be at this green wall, let's say. Set block, and I'll just copy the coordinates. So we could just do TP at a tag equals iron and tag equals stone at the coordinates. But it doesn't work. Maybe it's something to do with these. Maybe it's tag equals iron comma stone. No, that doesn't work either. Well, actually, the problem with tag is that you can only run 1 tag at a time. So you have to do scoreboard, or execute at E, and if they have the tag of iron, then they can teleport the nearest player, radius of 0, to, and they also have to have the tag of stone, and then it will teleport them. So now, oh, I know why it's not working. Okay. So you do have to use the execute command. I just had them in the wrong order. So now I get equipped and I get teleported. Okay, so trigger is really nice to use too. Let's say you want a player to use something from wherever they want and whenever they want. But you can't just carry a button around to do something. So we could do something better. Something like scoreboard Actually, Word. I'm gonna copy this over here. Scoreboard. Objectives, add trigger, test, trigger. You have to make it scoreboard type trigger. And that didn't work. Scoreboard, objectives, add trigger, test, trigger, enter. And then make this just remove. Put the lever on. So like I was saying, let's say you want to do whatever you want from whenever you want. Now you could just say hi, you know, or summon a creeper. But you can't do that if you don't have cheats enabled. That's what trigger is good for. It gives players who do not have cheats enabled a way to do things implemented by other administrators or the owners of the server, pretty much. So if you do, so you have to use the enable. Oh, is it just enable? Yeah, I thought you. Oh, it's because that's why it didn't work. And it should be trigger test. So you have to use enable, and is disable one of them? I thought. No, it's not. Okay, so you can only enable it. And so if it's enabled, then you can run it. If it's disabled, so to use the trigger command, you just do /trigger and then the name of it, and then you do add or set. You can't do remove. And do add one. And if I try to do that again, I cannot because it is not enabled. So every time you use it, it disables it automatically. Equals actually at A, and we needed score underscore min equals 1 summon creeper. And then after that, scoreboard players set. Let's do at A trigger test 0. So this will work because it's pretty interesting. So now whenever I do this command, it will summon a creeper. Now you don't want to summon creepers in survival, so that's not super useful. But what is useful is, let's say this yellow wool block is spawn, and you want to get an easy way of getting to spawn. So what you can do, I'll just delete this. TP all those players, or yeah. So now whenever you type trigger test add 1, it takes you to spawn. This is extremely powerful if you want players to have the option of switching or changing things without very much effort. And I just got my kit. So that was, I think that finishes up scoreboard. We might do a couple other things in the future with scoreboard, but I think that's the main parts of it. So I think that's it for the episode as well. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you later.